You guys put your hands together for the next comedian, Chris Wright.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. It feels so good to be up here because when I was a small child, my parents sat me down, looked me right in the eye and said, "You are going to suck at comedy." Now, those weren't the exact words. What they really said was, "We love you, we're proud of you, and we support you in everything you do." Now, who wants cake? You see, the best comedians had terrible lives, and I'm wondering, am I at a disadvantage for having it too good? Don't get me wrong, my parents tried to damage me. They just didn't have the heart to follow through with it. For example, when I was about 6 years old, we got a dog, and he would never sleep in my room until one fateful night. There I am, tucked in a bed, reading a book, and the dog starts to growl in his sleep, which is not what you want to hear on your first night with a 65-pound dog in your room. Mom hears what's going on and comes to check on me. She sees it, she goes, in a very calm tone, "If you move, he is going to bite your legs off." And she shuts the light and closes the door. I didn't move an inch until morning. The next day, I wake up and I remember my situation. And I'm thinking, all right, maybe if I take my socks off and I throw them across the room, I can distract Cujo over there just long enough that I can get to the door without being ripped limb from limb. So that's what I do. Reach down, grab the sock, throw it, and I am met with silence, which is so much worse. Because at this point, I'm out of ammo. He's called my bluff, and I've lost the element of surprise. I stood up trying to get my bearings, see where he is, and he is nowhere to be found. Which means one of two things. He's either invisible or playing mind games with me. I even checked the ceiling at one point, like, he's in the trees! After a while, I realized that I would have to leave my bed eventually because I was getting hungry. And I thought, okay, there's a way to get out of this. So, I took stock where I was, I said goodbye to my legs, and I jumped towards the door as close as I possibly could, thinking, maybe I'll get out from the knees up if I'm quick, or maybe at least my parents will hear of my untimely demise. And somehow, miraculously, I made it out alive with my legs. Right, thank you. Bear Grylls wants what I have. So I go into the kitchen and I see a note from Mom that says something along the lines of, "Dear Chris, took the dog for a walk. Pancakes when I get home. I love you so much. XOXO, Mom." So great setup, but an F for follow through on that psychological nightmare. Having the easy life really is great, don't get me wrong. But it does have drawbacks. I was at an interview one time, and they told me, "It's very clear you've never faced adversity." Like that's my fault. I'm sorry my mom loved me and wanted me to have a good life. Why am I getting bullied for that? "Oh, your mom is so generous, she hands out king-size candy bars on Halloween." That's not how this works. But it did get to me. I spotted some setbacks of my own. And I wished for those a little too hard. 2 years ago, in the span of about 2 weeks, my long-term employer laid me off, and my long-term girlfriend told me our relationship had run its course. And only one of them gave severance. I was a wreck. I was depressed for longer than I've ever been in my entire life. A full 24 hours. The second day, though, I woke up with this nice warm feeling in my stomach because I realized I have lived through an emotional moment. A setback. I did it. And you know what those are really, really good for? Stand-up comedy. Yeah, you're welcome. I did it for you. I called my parents and I told them the good news. Someone loves me enough to hurt me. Let's go back to my parents for a quick sec. When my wonderful parents come to visit, I roll out the red carpet. My apartment is tidy, we've got a full itinerary, and I have checked all the restaurants. It's like prepping for a date, but at the end of the night, I need 2 people to like me, and I want neither of them to sleep with me. When they're here, we are only going to places that have an A health rating in the window. Because I've cracked the code. And A stands for awesome. It also means that you paid off the inspector because there is not a kitchen in the world that is not cutting corners somewhere. And you know, I respect it. It's very reassuring. Reassuring that they would risk bribery for me. But I still know it's a lie. Now a B stands for believable. They have shown their true colors. I have no problem eating at a B, but there might be a mystery flavor in there somewhere. Now a C is where it gets dicey. If you see a C in the window and you still go there, you don't care what has happened to you. You have left mystery flavor in the rear view and gone straight to mystery ingredient. It's good that a lot of things taste like chicken. If you see a C and still go there, you are going to see why it got a C. You are going to see the inside of your toilet bowl. You might see God. And you are going to see to it that you never eat in a C ever again. If you see a C in the window and your brain still thinks, that's a good idea, you should see someone because your brain is trying to kill you. I just don't get how you rationalize a C. I knew the people in college that would say things like, oh, C's get degrees. But that didn't exist in my house growing up. No, my dad told me that the only degrees that C's would get me were degrees of separation from the family when they put me up for adoption. Or at least, I wish they had said that because this would be a whole lot easier. But no, it was, you tried and you learned something. We're so proud of you. Who wants some cake? I mean, come on! When I finally did make it into stand-up, though, my friends would tell me things like, I could never do that. You're so brave. So yes, I'm the real hero here. I will let you in on a nice little secret, though. These lights are pointed directly into my eyes. If you are not in this row of people, I cannot see you, I don't know what you look like, or if you're even there. There could be teddy bears at the back tables and a half-drunk intern hitting a laugh track, and it's all the same to me. This is how I imagine old dudes feel in the locker room. All right, ladies, I don't know if this happens to you, but every guy has seen this. Some old man will get out of the shower and not grab a towel, even though it's going to be a while before he puts clothes on. I think at that point, the eyes are so far gone that he thinks he's in his own bathroom, so like, who needs underwear? He's walking around minding his own business, and he'll come up to you, while you're looking in the mirror, and he'll say something like, "Hey, Marge, is this a new mole?" "Wait a minute, you're not Marge." "But hey, is this a new mole? And what are you doing in my house?" Guys, that's all I've got. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Thank you. I'm Chris Wright. Good night.
Chris Wright!